Good morning, world. Good morning, world, as we connect to the different social media outlets.
Welcome to the conference. Please enter the conference ID, followed by the pound key. Thank you. Moderator ID accepted. All guests are currently unmuted. To mute all guests, press pound. For help with host options, press *0. You will now be connected with the conference.
Good morning. Awesome morning. Incredible morning. Fantastic morning. Good morning, world. We'd like to welcome you to the Movette Way Mastermind Group Morning Podcast, featuring the kings and queens who are going to be giving you their breakthrough thought, also known as the Breakthrough Team, also featuring the community coach, trainer, investors. And I'm your host, Mr. C. Good morning, world. Our friends in Africa, in the Caribbean, Japan, that I know of, India. How are you this morning? I know a lot of these countries, for them it's evening time. We're still going to give them a good morning, and also to our colleagues and friends across the United States of America. Really excited this morning. It's Friday and we're really excited this morning. I always like to end the week with a strong breakthrough thought. And our breakthrough thought for today, leading into the theme, as you see, Black Lives, Minds, and Money Matter. If you look at the top, we now are presenting the minority-owned funding program. As you might have heard me say many times, see that at the top, minority-owned funding program. Black Lives, Minds, and Money Matter. The minority-owned funding program. Excited about that. And our breakthrough thought for the morning: Black lives, minds, and money matter. And why? Why do Black lives, minds, and money matter? It's going to be interesting. Our mastermind group is built on the 13 principles of Think and Grow Rich. Author Napoleon Hill, educating you on how to master your mind. We're a financial education and wealth creation mastermind group. Our cause is to empower communities of all races and financial backgrounds through personal growth, financial education, and wealth creation. We have access to over 100 banks across the country, and we specialize in helping our mastermind community coach, trainer, investors strengthen their credit profiles with the resources that we're able to utilize across the country. Because we understand if you want to be a strong investor, which we are, we're investors. We like to invest in businesses, real estate, the market. Also, we like to invest in people. We love helping people bring out the greatness in them. Did you know you have greatness in you? Of course you know that. And we believe it starts with the subconscious mind. That's where you're able to construct your imagination that creates an idea. There are a lot of great ideas floating around right now. A lot of great ones. I'm seeing them as I go through and educate myself on the internet. I am seeing so many incredible ideas. Anytime there's a paradigm shift, ideas start to manifest. And what normally starts those types of shifts across the world is when certain things happen, when there is an imbalance. And right now we're experiencing an imbalance spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. So there's a lot of great ideas. So we're assisting those individuals. We're part of the cause. The cause of empowering. And we set up our own mastermind group where we all can learn while we earn. Well, learn what? Learn how to master our minds. It's a ongoing daily ritual we pursue. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to empower your mind so you can connect to the Creator more efficiently and effectively? Let go of the external world, the external matrix. The matrix that's doing a great job at controlling many minds out there. 5 sensory data is important, which you see here, smell, taste, and touch. However, it shouldn't control. It was set up to assist, not control. However, they, whoever they are, have formulated a system where it has a level of control. I'm crazy, don't pay attention. So in Think and Grow Rich, what it suggests is you take control. And if you're an entrepreneur or an investor, you can take control of your mind. That also allows you to take control of your money. You can take control of your mind. 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 Did I say that enough? Well, I got control of my mind, Mr. C. Okay. Let's ask this question. 3 important questions. Here we go. Ready? Do you like the way you're living? Yes or no? Are you living the way you want to live? Yes or no? Do you like the way you're living? Are you living the way you want to live? Yes or no? Would you like to live better in 2020? Well, if you've been saying no for a long time, maybe too long, if you've been saying no for a long time, do you like the way you're living? No. Are you living the way you want to live? No. Do you like the way you're living? No. Are you living the way you want to live? No. If you've been saying that for a long time, you've been saying it too long. Don't you agree with that? Put your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Put your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Good morning, world. How you doing today? Got your mind on your money and your money on your mind. So once again, I'm excited about today's breakthrough thought. Does Black lives, minds, and money matter? It's a good question. It's a good question. Good thought process. But before we get into that, what we're going to do is we're going to meditate on that for a minute. Does Black lives, minds, and money matter? We're going to meditate on that. Now let's get a collaboration. Of all 3. Let's get a collaboration of all 3. But before we get into that breakthrough thought, what we're going to do is, before we get into that breakthrough thought, I'm going to go through a 3-minute meditation. I'm going to go through a 3-minute meditation. We're going to meditate on this for a minute. Because there's a combination in there. I'm going to emphasize there's a combination in there. There's some extra words. There's lives, then there's minds, and then there's money. And all of them are important. There's lives, and there's minds, and there's money. Let me show this. Let's add that. Does Black lives, minds, and money matter? And why? This is our 130th podcast. I'm excited about that. Mr. Mentor, how are you this morning?
Doing great, Mr. C. Thanks for asking. Yourself?
I'm doing fantastic myself. It's a great day. Could you help us out with the 3-minute meditation, please?
Certainly. Good morning. Welcome to the Mavette Mastermind Group, Millionaire Crusader Community Coach Trainer Investor Call. We're going to start with our 3-minute meditation. First minute, we'll connect and reconnect with our Creator. The second minute, we'll take out our Millionaire Toolkit and review our affirmations, the things we write on a daily basis, things we say we'll put in the time, energy, effort, and actions along with the blessings of the Creator to make happen. In the third minute, we will mentally see ourselves sitting in front of our $1 million movie theater, looking up at the big screen, watching our affirmations become reality, watching positive impact on family, friends, loved ones, communities of physical, mental, spiritual, and financial here in the United States, but also across God's creation. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we take out our Millionaire Toolkit, review our affirmations, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to you, Mr. C.
Excellent. Miss Elaine, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. C. How are you?
I'm absolutely fantastic. I am absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
Could you help us with the Mavette Way 10 Commandments, please?
Absolutely. absolutely great morning, Mavette Way Mastermind group and guest. The Mavette Way 10 Commandments. Number 1, we all have struggles. Regardless of our struggles, we make things happen as a team. Number 2, you can't cash in on good intentions. Only results count. We as a team get results. Number 3, it's not excuses that get you broke. It's legitimate ones. And we as a team don't accept legitimate excuses. Number 4, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. As a team, we make money. Number 5, we believe in the Mavette Way. Mind, vision, energy, and technology. Number 6, we focus as a team, not on what we can't do, but absolutely what we can do. Number 7, as a team, we work on it to make it happen. Number 8, as a team, we focus on ETPs, estimated time payments. GTC's got the cash every week. Number 9, as a team, we go to the Mavette Way and CEBA, Community Empowerment Business Academy Advanced Trainings. Number 10, as a team, we focus on being personal credit worthy, business credit worthy, and making the millionaire circle. Wealth, where is your focus? Back to you, billionaire Mr. C.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Miss Ebony, good morning, good morning, good morning to you.
Fantastic morning, billionaire. How are you?
I'm fantastic as well. Could you help us out with the breakthrough declaration, please?
Absolutely. The Mavette Way Declaration. I declare breakthroughs are coming to the Mavette family community. Sudden bursts of God's goodness. Not a trickle, not a stream, but a flood of God's power. A flood of wisdom, a flood of favor. The Mavette family are breakthrough-minded millionaires. We are expecting God to overwhelm us with his goodness and amaze us with favor. This is the Mavette Way Declaration. Back to you, billionaire Mr. C.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good morning, Miss Deborah Day. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you, billionaire.
Could you help us out with the breakthroughs from the breakthrough team? Also acknowledge the individuals who are listening. The breakthrough thought for today: does Black lives, minds, and money matter? Does Black lives, minds, and money matter? Could you help us with that breakthrough thought, please?
I most certainly can. We're going to start with Millionaire Mentor. Please take the floor.
Good morning, Mavette family, guests, and visitors. My thinking or my thoughts in terms of does Black lives, mind, and money matter? Absolutely. The Creator, while understanding that we all go through life and challenges, the Creator points out that no one on the Creator's creation has a exalted status above or below anyone else. So all of the Creator's creation in terms of his people are important. And of course, Black lives, minds, and money matters, but all of the Creator's creation matters. And where the problem starts to seep in, when some part of the creation believes that they are exalted, they rise above, they are better than, they are exempt from God's creation, rules, regulation, and law. And that's when sometimes people get ahead of themselves and believe that they are in an exalted position or in a position that puts them above the person that they see, whether the person is a millionaire or the person has need for help physically, financially, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We are all God's children, and Christ died for all of God's children. Not some of God's children, but all of God's children. I'm a vet for Morning Millionaire, considered community coach, trainer, investor, because today is a fantastic, exciting day to be out in the community sharing information, sharing resources, and sharing how to invest $1 and a tremendous return on that $1. Back to you, Millionaire Deborah Day.
Thank you, Millionaire. Millionaire Darryl Mooney, please take the floor.
Good morning. Can you hear me, Millionaire Deborah Day?
I can hear you.
All right, great. Does Black Lives Mine and Money Matter? Yes, absolutely. I give you an example. A few days ago, there was a group of Caucasian politicians who suggested by some black politicians to put on some kente cloth and kneel to show solidarity. Now, a lot of people felt all kind of ways about that, some negative, some positive. I certainly went through some different emotions about it. But I looked at it and prayed on it and meditated on it. And I looked at kente cloth. I said one thing that we were not educated about was the kente cloth, because we look at it as a form of fashion or honoring Africa or whatever. However, there's a meaning to that kente cloth, a traditional African meaning in Ghana and among the Ashanti tribe. The meaning of kente cloth is royalty, wealth, and prosperity in everything good. Royalty, wealth, and prosperity in everything good. So I took the high road on that and said, that means black folks about to get some serious money. Next day, when I said that, the next day I look in the paper and I see California Assembly approved a bill of reparations in California for black people. I'm like, wow, it's going down. It's happening. There's a lot of love in the air and that positive energy. Yes, there's some negative energy, but that positive energy is happening so strong. There's a movement for honoring and empowering and investing in black people. So there's an energy that recognizes that black lives, money, and mind and money matter. Yes, it does. And within our system, we can absolutely take advantage of that. We've been about that in the MAVET system, so we can positively exploit that and build that to our highest imagination and the highest feelings in our heart of what we can accomplish in this opportunity. And last but not least, the great Napoleon Hill said he had deep insights on racism, oppression, and slavery, and that his 13 principles could help anyone in racism, slavery, or oppression. If you're on the victim end, you can, with his principles, you can become a victor, you can accomplish your goals, and you can achieve your freedom, and not just freedom, but in that freedom can be prosperous, wealthy, and abundant. I am a MAVET Faloa Morning Millionaire, coach, trainer, crusader, investor, because I get 2 people a day or more this money. Back to you, Millionaire Deborah Day.
Thank you, Millionaire. Millionaire Elaine, please take the floor.
Whew. Oh, wow. This breakthrough question really touches my heart. Black lives, money, and mind do matter. Absolutely, absolutely. Without a doubt, we've all been created equally in God's sight. And seeing that's what's happening now in our society with the protests and whatnot, the things that have happened has really touched my heart, because my son literally died in an interrogation room at the age of 29 in a police interrogation room. But so his life did matter. And with social media and the different things that we have now, it is really coming to the surface, and there's things, I see a change. And one thing that I saw yesterday, I heard yesterday, is I was in a store, and that particular store began over the intercom system saying that African Americans, we hear you. And this is a major store, and they said, we hear you. Your lives matter. And they began to name off all the people that had, black people that had lost lives. And to acknowledge that and say, we hear you, and there's going to be a change. And this was continually going on, playing over the intercom in this store. It's a major store, I'm sure everyone has been in this store. And they actually said that they have over 340,000 employees that are black and African American. So black lives do matter, and we do have a voice. Black lives are very essential because we give a lot into the economy, and also we are very creative people, very creative. And I love what we're doing here because we are helping here at MAVET. We are helping people with their mind, their money, and all that matters. Their energy and technology. We're helping black lives go to the next level. We're empowering them, and it's just awesome, So I'm so touched to see what's happening now, because there was no justice with my son, but now this has absolutely touched my heart to see that it's making a difference. The protests that our children, and we pray for them, that are out there protesting, and I'm looking forward to going to the White House and with the march, the Martin Luther King anniversary march. I'm looking forward to that. They've called on the mothers that have lost children. So I am super, super excited, and I am a MAVET Galore Morning Millionaire coach, trainer, crusader, investor, because I will help 2 or more people get the money today. Back to you, Millionaire Deborah Day.
Thank you, Millionaire. Millionaire Deshaun Sweeney, please take the floor.
Good morning. Do Black Lives, money, and money and mind matter? Absolutely, yes. I believe that, we have been disrespected, mistreated, abused in our country. And I think that it is time to, fight back peacefully, in my opinion, because we do have so many more tools and resources. Yes, it matters. But I think that what we need to realize is that not only do we need to matter to our country and to our world, we need to matter to ourselves and to each other. That's something that is very, very super important to me, because I have experienced where we don't support each other mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, as we should. That we, have this disrespect for one another at times, and ourselves. Ourselves. I think that low self-esteem has been programmed into us. That fight for survival is vitally important, but sometimes we're fighting against each other, as opposed to fighting against the systemic and institutional racism that has been, programmed into our system and into us. So yes, we matter. We matter not only as a race, we matter as citizens. We matter as far as I'm concerned in the kingdom of God. We matter. All lives do matter. That's true. That's an absolute truth. All lives do matter. But just because we are a people who have been so downtrodden and disrespected, I do believe that it's absolutely time for us to stand up in the most positive of ways and step up and say, no further. This is where we draw the line, but I think that we have to do that in a very positive, proactive way that makes the world want to stand up behind us and support us against this racist regime that we are living under. I can't believe in my lifetime this is the mess we are living under. But here we are, and we have a job ahead of us, and we must be about it, be about getting it done for ourselves and for our children. I am a Mavette Lower Morning Millionaire Community Crusader Coach, Trainer, Investor because I'm called to be financially free and support my neighbors in their financial freedom. And I will get 2 people and 2 businesses or more the money today. Back to you, Millionaire Deborah Day.
Awesome. Thank you, Millionaire. Thank you. We have guests on this morning. We have Millionaire Ebony, Millionaire Chiquita, Millionaire Monty, and Millionaire Missy. Welcome to the call, guys. And if I did not call your name and you are a guest on the line this morning, we would like to welcome you to the call as well. To answer that question, I'm going to say yes, absolutely. Black Lives Matter, but also no. So my answer is yes, and my answer is no. Black Lives Matter to the African American community. Black Lives Matter to people of color, black people, brown people, people of color. But black lives do not matter, and that's why I say no to some, I'm going to say some white people. Black lives does not matter to some bad cops, white bad cops. And black lives to some African Americans as well because of the black-on-black crime. So there's a quote out there that says, all lives matter. And then there's another quote out there that says, all lives won't matter and don't matter until black lives matter. So I say, all lives won't matter and don't matter until black lives, black mind, and black money matter. So this is a very this is a great time to make a difference and get out there and have your voice heard, but also put some action behind your voice as well. I'm a Mavette Lower Morning Millionaire Crusader, coach, trainer, investor, because I know that I have been chosen to inspire. And I'm going to get 2 or more people the money today. Back to you, billionaire.
Excellent, excellent. Let's see what Napoleon Hill. Wait a minute, Daryl, chime in for a second. See if we can get Daryl Mooney on. Because we're going to see what Napoleon Hill has to say. And some of you might say, well, why is his opinion important here? He isn't black. If you understand his history, he has a book that's called Think and Grow Rich, The Black Choice. Can we get Mr. Mooney in here? Is he unmuted? And
I did not mute him, so he should be okay.
Mr. Mooney, can you hear me? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm going to elaborate and I'm going to read a piece in Think and Grow Rich, but before I read it, we got to validate this a little bit. Not only did Napoleon Hill create a book called Think and Grow Rich, which arguably created more millionaires and billionaires than any other book of its time, he also started a manuscript that was Think and Grow Rich, the Black Choice, and from what we understand, could not finish it, and he handed it over to Brother Kimbrough. Could you elaborate on that real quickly so we can get a strong understanding that even Napoleon Hill believed that black lives, minds, and money matter? Could you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Napoleon Hill was a studier of oppression. He's a studier of slavery and racism and war and the after effects and all the oppression and all those kinds of things. And that's part of how he came up with what he came up to, his success principles in the psychology of achievement, because he felt that his principles could help one overcome any aspect, quote unquote, negative aspect in life if one used the principles. And he had examples of that. And one of the persons that he really admired back in the day was Booker T. Washington, because Booker T. Washington was able to get financing from very wealthy white gentlemen and use that financing to uplift, educate, and empower black men, women, and children. He was a mover and a shaker and a powerful networker with a powerful mind and money mentality. And Mr. Napoleon Hill, before he passed away, and this was in the early 70s, by the way, because Napoleon Hill died in his 90s, like around 95 or something. And he was, right before he passed away, he was working on a book for black people, applying the principles, his principles, to specifically black people, which had never been done in the history of the self-development movement that a powerful Caucasian individual in that sector of society, self-help, self-development, and wealth building, was writing a book specifically for black people, and it was about the mind. And so he passed away, and for years and years and years, the Napoleon Institute had been setting on it. And then Dennis Kimbrough, back in the 80s and 90s, late 80s, early 90s, he was doing the same thing that Napoleon Hill was doing. He was going around studying black millionaires and billionaires and their mentality and why they did and how they were able to do what they did. So he was in the middle of researching that book, and they had heard about him, Napoleon Hill Institute, and they caught a hold of him and asked him to complete the 100 pages of Napoleon Hill's writings, and hence Think and Grow Rich was born. So Napoleon Hill was very connected to black folks' mentality and thought their mind and their money absolutely mattered. And the Think and Grow Rich, a black choice, and then you add the second part to that, a wealth choice, secrets of success, secrets of black millionaires. You can't have one without the other. Think and Grow Rich, a black choice, and a wealth choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, and what makes the great great is Dr. Kimbrough's completion of his work that he was doing. That is the completion of the work, what makes the great great. So those three, what makes the great great, a wealth choice, and Think and Grow Rich, a black choice, are a culmination of Napoleon Hill's work for black people. That is a continuation of that. So very, very powerful information. And yes, Mr. Hill was definitely on point with black people's mind and money. Back to you, Mr. C.
You said it incredibly well. You just broke down some history for some folks. They're like, what? The Mavet Way Mastermind Group is no joke. Always understand there's always underlying vibrations on what Mr. C does. Always understand that. And this was the time to reveal some things. All lives matter. Definitely Black lives, minds, and money matter. So let's see what Napoleon Hill has to say, because there's always a thought process behind the thought process. Now remember, this was during the Great Depression when it was written through the 30s. Now just listen, remember it was written back then, but if you're listening very attentively, you can get a strong perspective of where he was at then, also get a strong perspective of where we're at right now. So here we go. Now this is the chapter. We're going to read some fertile fields in which new leadership will be required. Some fertile fields in which new leadership will be required. Extremely important now. This is still in the same chapter that we're reading, which is chapter number 7. Oh, this is a long chapter too. And it is organized planning. What you're hearing right now, we need to be organized, and we need to come up with a plan. And there's some great plans originating right now. And our plan is to assist the plan, whatever the plan is. So organized planning, the crystallization of desire into action. Isn't that what everyone's talking about? We got this desire now, not just a desire, we got a burning desire now. It's in the book. Isn't that in the book? You got to create a burning desire if you want something to manifest. It's in the book. Isn't that what we have? And then after he says that, he has a plan. He got a plan. And the plan is based on the crystallization of desire into action, which is the 6th step towards riches. Now, riches represents what? Riches and health, wealth, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. That's a Reverend Ike thing. Oh, we got to throw some Reverend Ike in there. Folks have said, where's the plan? This is what I say. Take the knowledge that we have now. Take the great minds that we have now. But go back to the great minds in the past who were revolutionary in their thinking. So revolutionary that what they said in the past still can apply today. Because history always repeats itself economically. We're in a recession stage right now. Well, that's been repeated every 10 to 12 years. That ain't nothing new. But now there's an imbalance. That imbalance triggered the burning desire. So you don't think God's hand is in this? You don't think infinite intelligence is in this? You don't think the Creator is in this? You don't think the universe is in this? Where Mother Nature says, no, wherever there is a imbalance, then these will be a balance. Whenever there's a imbalance in reference to lives, we got to balance that out. Whenever there is an imbalance in reference to minds, we need to balance that out. And whenever there's an imbalance with the money, I'm crazy, don't pay attention to me. So let's see what Napoleon Hill has to say. Oh, I'm excited about this. So we're going to go down. Maybe, I don't know. This will help with the plan. This says something that folks can think about. And we've been through the major attributes of leadership. We've been through which is extremely important, 10 major causes of leadership. We've been talking about that. Now let's talk about fertile fields. Let's talk about fertile fields. Is that what we're looking for? This is what Napoleon Hill has to say. Some fertile fields in which new leadership will be required. Now watch the areas that he covers. Look at the areas that he covers. Before leaving this chapter, your attention is called to a few of the fertile fields in which there have been a decline of leadership, and in which the new type of leader may find an abundance of opportunity. Any new types of leaders out there looking for an abundance of opportunity? Let's talk about in the field of politics. There is a most insistent demand for new leaders, a demand which indicates nothing less than an emergency. The majority of politicians have seemingly become high-grade, legalized racketeers. They have increased taxes. Wait a minute, this was in the 30s. Roll with me here, pay attention. They have increased taxes. Ain't that happening right now? They have debauched the machinery of industry and business until the people can no longer stand the burden. Isn't that happening right now? Second, this is just Napoleon Hill talking. The banking business is undergoing a reform. The leaders in this field have almost entirely lost their confidence of the public. Already the bankers have sensed the need of reform, and they have begun it. Doesn't sound like today. Industry calls for new leaders. Industry calls for new leaders. The old type of leaders thought and moved in terms of dividends instead of thinking and moving in terms of human equations. The future leader in industry to endure must regard themselves as a quasi-public official whose duty it is to manage his trust in such a way that it works hardship on no individual. You got to meditate on this one. On no individual. Hardship on no individual or group or individuals. Exploitation, he uses the word exploitation of working men is a thing of the past. Let the man who aspires to leadership in the field of business, industry, and labor remember this. Fourth, the religious leader of the future will be forced to give more attention to the temporal needs of his followers in the solution of their economic and personal problems of the present, and less attention to the dead past and the yet unborn future. This is Napoleon Hill talking. In the professions of law, medicine, and education, a new brand of leadership, and to some extent, new leaders will become a necessity. This is especially true in the fields of education. The leader in that field must, in the future, find ways and means of teaching people how to apply the knowledge that they receive in school. He must deal more with the practice and less with the theory. Number 6, the new leader will be required in the field of journalism. Newspapers of the future, social media, to be conducted successfully must be divorced from special privilege and relieved from the subsidy of advertising. They must cease to be organs of propaganda for the interests which patronize their advertising columns. The type of newspaper, social media, which publishes scandal and lewd pictures. Black folks are shown in a certain way that is not the true story. I'm just saying. The new type of newspaper or social media publishes scandal and lewd pictures will eventually go away of all the forces which debauch the human mind. These are but a few of the fields in which opportunities for new leaders and a new brand of leadership are now available. The world is undergoing a rapid change. The means that the media through which the changes in human habits are promoted must be adapted to changes. The media here described are the ones which, more than any others, determine the trend of civilization. Right now, who is helping the movement? Who is contributing to the change? When the cell phones came into play and really showed that black lives, minds, and money matter, the same media that were against it, not all media, but we're talking about the media who are against that. Y'all know who you are. I don't know who they are, but they know who you are. That had a major influence on people's minds. That same media now is determining the trend of civilization, because there's a new trend. What prompted that? The media. People are now getting together and united, and the same media is now showing it. Got to be alert on what's happening. I know I am. That's why I say the Mavette Way Mastermind Group, where our focus is helping people master their mind and master their money, is extremely important. But when we say, I am and I have riches and health, that's lives. Wealth, that's mind and prosperity. Health, wealth, love, which is one of the strongest emotions. It's in the book. Health, wealth, love, prosperity, abundance, and money. Breakthrough team, they brought it today. Woo! Woo! Let's acknowledge the individuals who are on our chat room, who are affirming, who are part of the cause. No lives matter until our lives matter. I'm just saying. Because we're all together as a team. Because teamwork makes the dream work, right? That's a different way of thinking. We have to have dialogue. This is not for everybody to agree. I want to say that. We're not here to have everybody agree. We are here because sometimes people use words and everyone gets caught up in words. Don't look for perfection, because if you're looking for the right words from me, you ain't going to get it, because I'm not always grammatically correct. But don't look for perfection, look for direction. All I know is we and me have spent a lot of money to put together a system to unite folks. I did a segment last night where I got $1 million personalized website, where our goal is to utilize that website so all businesses will have an opportunity to add this to their websites as a link, where if individuals in their community needs money, they will make it accessible to the people. We're doing a collaboration with the specialists in the SBA, collaboration with underwriters who are specialists in the banking industry, working with accountants who understand the dynamics of how portfolios should work, with just a variety of different people. And guess what we all believe? One accord, black, white, Asian. That's what we all believe. We all believe that black lives, minds, and money matter. Now I put my money where my mouth is. It's $1 million website that everybody can utilize as a tool to help with the plan. I'm not the plan. We aren't the plan, but we're here to help with the plan. We're a piece of the puzzle. And then we set up a mentality where you could earn while you learn. Don't put this in the category of a business opportunity or a typical home-based business. Listen to the words. Your mind comes first. Your mind comes first. Because if everybody gets their minds together, then everybody can work collectively to get the lives together. And then when you get the lives together, now you get the money together. Or the individuals who get their minds together and their lives together and then control the money, the ones who didn't want to be with the program have to submit. Did you just hear what I said? And if you got the minds together, that means there's a strong connection with the Creator. If there's a strong connection with the Creator, then who really has the power? We're not talking about what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. We're talking about the sixth sense that has a direct connection to the universe, which we're all connected to anyways, because the universe don't see color. The universe doesn't see color. The universe listens to requests. And the universe says, whoever seeks me and seeks me with abundance will prosper. That's why I've been emphasizing lately, I am and I have. Let go and let God guide. You can say infinite intelligence, guide. You can say super subconscious mind, guide. You can say I am, guide. You can say whatever you want, guide. That's what we seek. And how do you seek it? By affirming. How do you affirm? There's different ways. We have our own way. I am, because whatever comes after I am, it is. Then we take possession. I have. Take possession of what? The greatness that you desire, king or queen. Now, you get a whole bunch of folks on the same page, I am and I happen. That means they've put God, the I am, highest holy spiritual sixth sense. That don't sound like no business opportunity to me. It sounds like individuals who are getting their minds together, who are going to get their lives together, who are going to get their money together. One component, which is not the only one, there are other variables. One way to get lives together, people got to get their minds together. And isn't that what we're doing? People are now changing their minds. That's why people are saying Black Lives Matter, because Black minds matter, because those minds are now experiencing what they call paradigm shifts, meaning they're breaking old habits of thinking. Those 8 minutes and something seconds implemented a change in the subconscious mind. The mind. People had a feeling, had a emotion, had a passion in their minds. Now they're focusing on changing lives because their minds changed. And since that change is happening and that door is opening, understand the concept of lives, minds, and money, which is really minds that save the lives. But don't just stop with the lives. You got to go get the money, because money is power. Don't get it twisted, or currency, or whatever you want to call it. Isn't that what we're asking for, reparation? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I know I'm working on my mind. This is 1,069 days I've posted on the chat room waiting for this time. In the name of the I Am, infinite intelligence and highest holy spiritual sixth sense, insert your own energy source if it's not the I Am and highest holy spiritual sixth sense. Take over my subconscious mind so I can help Black lives, minds, and money matter. Then I have the ability, then I have almighty power working at the basis of my life to help Black lives, minds, and money matter. Then I have the ability to manifest anything I desire into its physical realm, Black lives, minds, and money. Then I can do anything I ought to do, go anywhere I ought to go, create any wealth I ought to create, and be anything I ought to be. I cannot be defeated. I'm just saying. The tools to the I Am, and I have riches. Here we go. In health, lives matter. Wealth, happiness, isn't that what everyone wants? Love, is that what everyone wants? Success, isn't that what everyone wants? Prosperity, isn't that what everyone wants? And we all should be wanting this money. Money. But what came first before all of that? The I Am and the I Have. Riches. Riches is just not monetary. Riches is across the board. That's what Napoleon Hill says. That's why it's called, come with me, come with me, come with me. Think and grow rich. How many people out there are trying to just do this? Grow rich. What's the first word? Think. And then we all can grow rich in reference to lives. Do you realize this man had an exclusive book for Black folk? Think about that for a second. This book that created arguably more millionaires and billionaires than any other book, and it spawned more other books. If you heard Dow, spawned The Next Level of Dennis Kimbro, also Tony Robbins, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Robert Kiyosaki, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. The list goes on and on and on and on. Stephen Covey, Ken Blanchard, Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So wait a minute. There's some folks left out. No, we need to be exclusive here. Like they are now, no, Black Lives Matter. So you say, okay, we need to get a book that's directed towards Black folks. So there ain't no gray area here. I'm just saying. Members should upload their affirmations. Why? Because we want to master our minds and master our lives and master our money. By 9 a.m., don't miss out. How many days can you participate before going into 2021? Oh, we're already thinking about next year. You got to think about now, and you got to think about the future. Breaking the chain could weaken your blessing. The longer you can go, the stronger your blessing will be. Here we go. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will open. Let's break down the door. We are on one accord and blessed and highly favored with the Creator, Chiquita White, Anisha Moore, Alethea Garrison, Monte Gilliam, Barry Mensa, Rodney Nickens, Deborah Day, Daryl Mooney, Ebony Richards, Stephen Smith, Bertel Jean Pierre, Elaine Lang, and Chiquita White. Woo! You feeling motivated this morning? I know I am. Love social media. What as Napoleon Hill said, the media has to do something. We're part of it. We're across the world right now. Folks is listening. We're just planting seeds. But isn't that how things grow? I'm just so proud of the Breakthrough team today. You guys really put people in a position to think. Some people might not agree. That's okay, long as they think. And I'm believing a lot of people are agreeing. But don't look for perfection. Look for direction. Because if we're out there looking for perfection, it ain't going to happen. Just